welcome to WJHI 98.5 LP Jeffersonville for one of the greatest rivalries in all of Indiana, New Albany and Jeffersonville. We are excited to bring you the coverage here tonight. I'm Chaz Waters along with my partner and color analyst Wyatt Williams. And Wyatt, we are in for a heck of a game.
Yes, most definitely. Two great rivals here. Jeffersonville and New Albany, a storied rivalry here. Always a great matchup. Excited for an awesome game tonight.
It should be a great one, and you never know with these two teams because of the rivalry and the things going on in this game. All right, but we are going to have a coach's interview to start off this game, so we're going to send it over to Lily here and Coach Grant.
Guys, I'm here with Coach Grant, head coach of Jeffersonville. Coach Grant, I know that Will Loving-Watts had a great game last year against New Albany. This year, what is something that we need to execute this game to come out with this W tonight?
We've just really been focused on the defensive end. We got to make sure that we take care of the defense. Just being patient, executing our offense. Really been working on rebounding and going strong with two hands.
Thank you.
That was Coach Grant along with our sideline reporter Lily here. And Coach Grant, you hear the words there. He's got to be excited, Wyatt, for his first Jeff New Albany game.
Oh, most definitely. Here it is. We get ready in just a moment. We've got another special interview coming up for you, but most definitely he's got to be really excited for this game. Like we talked about, it's a big rivalry. It's his first time in this rivalry game, and we're going to send this over now to Addison Durant.
That was Addison Duran. So you heard from our two sideline reporters now. Singer and WJHI TV personality Jasmine Vondrisi getting set to bring us the national anthem.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at Indiana high school athletic events. At this time, we ask you to please remain standing, remove your hats, as our Jeffersonville ROTC honors our great country by presenting our colors and playing our national anthem, led by Cadet Colonel Ryan Whitlock. The national anthem will be sung by WJHI TV personality Jasmine Vondrisi.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
And now as we send it over to the other booth for the starting lineups from the PA announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Johnson Arena on the campus of Jeffersonville Senior High School.
And like Wyatt said, getting set for starting
New Albany
lineups.
Bulldogs from New Albany High School
And, you know,
and
COVID
your
permitting,
Jeffersonville Red Devils.
You would be used to a packed house.
Let's meet the starting
Tons
lineups
of
tonight.
fans here
First,
tonight.
for the visiting Bulldogs.
Limited seating.
Number 5, Caden Stanton. Number 13, Maddox Smells. Number 22, Tucker Biven. Number 30, Jaden Thompson. And number 35, Jordan Thomas. The Bulldogs are coached by Jim Shannon. And now, the starting lineup for your Jeffersonville Red Devils. Number 1, Will Lovings Watts. Number 2, Kobe Studemeyer. Number 4, Brian Smithers. Number 35, Monty McGee. And number 11, Brandon Razor Moore. The Red Devils are coached by Coach Andrew Grant.
That was Ben Harbison, former student at WJHI and Jeff baseball player, giving you the starting lineups for our game here tonight. And Wyatt, this feels right. Have these two teams on the floor for a basketball game this year.
It feels right to see them on the court, but I will say it is so odd to see a rivalry like this and not packed stands. I mean, the last time that there was a gymnasium this empty in Indiana with a rivalry game, I don't know. I don't know if it's ever happened before.
You would expect a sellout in any other circumstances. Real quick, starting lineups for the Red Devils. We got Lovings Watts, Razor Moore, Monty McGee, Ryan Smithers, and Kobe Studemeyer, the same 5 that started against Evansville last Tuesday. Jump ball here at Johnson Arena. And we'll wait here as Will Lovings Watts and Jordan Thomas set to tip it away. And it is controlled by the Red Devils. Razor Moore gets it to Kobe Studemeyer, the point guard for the Jeff team, barking out instructions as he crosses the timeline. Give it to Lovings Watts on the wing. He drives left into the corner, backs out to Razor Moore. Red Devils now running the circle as it's Kobe on the right wing. Now they're going to reset and go with another play with just about 30 seconds into this one.
New Albany set in a man-to-man defense here.
Studemeyer faking right, gives it to Monty McGee. He's going to settle for the jump shot. It's no good. Rebound by Biven, and that's not the shot if you want if you're the Red Devils. That time, Monty McGee settled. So number 1, Will Lovings Watts set to guard the point guard for New Albany, Caden Stanton. That should be a big matchup tonight. Coach Grant said he wanted to put the length and agility of Will Lovings Watts on the talented left-hander Stanton. Evan gives it over to Thompson, guarded by Razor Moore. Swings it over to Schmidt. Back now to Stanton. Stanton hesitates and fakes. Cross court to Thompson. Looking for Biven, but we'll give it to the big guy, Thompson. Thomas, I should say. Now 6:40 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. And we expected some of this from New Albany. A little bit of stall ball. Not really wanting to run with Jeff. And now it's Thompson, and it's almost taken away. Stanton, and he almost loses the ball, almost carries the pressure by Smithers. Gets Stanton now into the open court. Tries to feed the corner, and it's taken away. Corralled by Lovings Watts, and now the Red Devils the other way. Studemeyer is going to be fouled very hard. That time it was Maddox Schmeltz, number 13 for New Albany, coming in very quickly to try to stop the transition. Jacoby Studemeyer took the fall. So with 6:16 remaining here in the first, Razor Moore to inbound with no score. Dumps it into Lovingswatts on the corner. Shows us his left hand over to Jacoby Studemeyer. Now they're going to set it up here. They put McGee on the high post, spreading it out across the perimeter. Smithers to Studemeyer, a 3-ball on the way. Nothing but net. Jacoby Studemeyer starting out hot early with under 6 remaining.
3-0 to start off this game here, and Jeff's defense, if they can hold and look impenetrable like they have been, this could be a long night for the Bulldogs.
This New Albany offense needing to run in the pick and roll like that, but it's met at the rim. Razor Moore with the rejection. Studemeyer coming the other way, goes right, feeds the corner to Razor Moore, inside with the floater. No good, and rebounded by Jordan Thomas, so they can't capitalize on the highlight play. Viven now hesitating, finds Stanton out on the perimeter, a 3 on the way, and answers for the Bulldogs with 5:20 remaining in the first, so 3-3. Nice, pretty shot there by Stanton.
It was a great shot there by Stanton, stepping up, had a nice look at it, puts it in, and I like the confidence in himself as he starts moving up the court before he even hits
Jacoby Studemeyer with a bucket, driving left off the handoff. Studemeyer with all 5 for the Red Devils. Thompson blocked. That's the second block before Brandon. Inside, now back out to Thompson. He fakes, and now they'll reset with the shooting guard, Tucker Biven, with the ball. He gives it to his point guard, Stanton. Will Lovingswatts guarding him. And a little stagnant offense here. Jim Shannon not really getting anything going. They're going to try to feed the post to Thomas. Thomas, right hook inside. He'll be fouled as he collided with Razor Moore on the shot with 4:31 remaining.
Well, you can't be mad about that foul. Razor Moore has come up with 2 huge blocks. I want to jump back to that first one here as Razor Moore came up and blocked it, as they called it, as LeBron James does that quite often off the backboard. It was an incredibly athletic play. Here as Thomas shoots his first free throw. It is going to be up and no good, keeping this game at a 5-3 score with 4:31 left. Number 35, Thomas, set for his second free throw. He puts it up, and this one's going to be good, making it 5-4, Red Devil ball.
That's one of the players you're okay with fouling if you're the Red Devils. Not a great free throw shooter is Jordan Thomas, number 35. Studemeyer to McGee on the right wing. Looks for Razor Moore, but does not have him. Good defense by New Albany on the perimeter. McGee gets a defender in the air. Smithers now with the pull-up, and it's no good. Good defense by the Bulldogs with just over 4 remaining. Gives it to corner to Thomas. Tries to give it back to Stanton on the little give and go, but Will Lovingswatts is able to deflect it with 4:06 remaining. Jeff holding on to that 5-4 lead, trying to protect it on this defensive possession.
The Red Devils have looked incredible defensively so far, as they're definitely going to look to keep this up.
Biven in the corner, comes center court, gives it over to Thomas, right back to Biven. They want to give it to Thomas again and work on the youngster McGee. He goes inside, trying to get the right hook again. This time it's short. Rebounded Lovingswatts. High in the court, gives it to Studemeyer, coming up near us. Back over to Will Lovingswatts. He'll dribble from the logo with 3:40 remaining. Just a 5-4 game. Lovingswatts gives it to Studemeyer. 3 on the way. No good. Studemeyer wanted to get his 8th point there. Was unable to connect from deep. 3:30 remaining now. Albany still with this 5-4 lead. Biven. Moving left off the screen with his left hand. Spins and fakes and shoots, and it's nothing but air. McGee with the rebound. It's Razor Moore up the court. He's going to go inside. No good. Rebounded by McGee. Just barely not out of bounds as Studemeyer controls it at the top of the basket. And now it's Razor Moore for 3, and it's good. Brandon Razor Moore has shown the ability all season to hit it from deep, Wyatt Williams.
And that will give them an 8-4 lead here with just under 3 minutes left, as Razor Moore has stepped up huge in this game now offensively and defensively. He's been a great part of this Red Devil team.
Now 2:50 remaining, an 8-4 lead for the home Red Devils. Now in his zone is a Stanton for 3, and he hits another one. Caden Stanton with 6 early.
When Stanton is one of those guys that you really can't give him any kind of an open look. He is a great shooter from anywhere on the court, incredibly athletic. He knows how to drive on you no matter what height advantage you may have.
Will Lovingswatts goes baseline and is fouled. I believe it was number 30, Thompson, for New Albany. And it will be with 2:29 remaining, so Will Lovingswatts to go to the line. But as you say, the only 2 defensive breakdowns for the Red Devils have been the 2 threes by Stanton. They're going to need him to be good tonight.
First free throw from Lovings-Watts going to be up and good, making this a 9-7 ball game. The 6'4" junior forward for the Red Devils, number 1, Will Lovings-Watts, puts up his second free throw. It bounced off the back of the rim and out. It is Bulldog ball with 2:25 left.
So now Tucker Biven coming across the timeline with a 9-7 lead. Albany has yet to lead in this game. Give it to Schmeltz, guarded by Studemeyer. Biven guarded by Smith, goes over to Stanton. Fakes, goes right, comes to the corner. Stanton hesitates, tries to go baseline, but good defense by Lovings-Watts. Jeff Bench likes that. They feed the post to Thomas. It's taken away by Razor Moore. Razor Moore coming up. He'll try to feed it to Brian Schmithers, but it will go out of bounds.
Ball was definitely there, just a little bit low on the pass there. I think he was looking for the pass ultimately to Will Lovings-Watts for some kind of an electric dunk, as we've seen him almost like he has springs in his leg.
He got bumped, but no call. So that time he had to give it away, like you said. No connection on the pass. Here's New Albany now on the offensive end. Stanton, who has 6 of the 7 points for the Bulldogs. They rolled one of his threes at 2-pointer. Stanton hesitates left off the screen. Will Lovings-Watts staying with him. Even after a head fake, can't shake Will Lovings-Watts. Now it's Biven guarded by Razor Moore. Just over a minute remaining. Screen by Thomas. Biven takes it to get the switch on McGee. He'll take a 3, and it's good. So New Albany hitting a lot of perimeter shots, and they have their first lead of the ball game with a minute to go here in this first quarter. Smithers on the cross court for a 3. It's short. Tipped up, and it'll be Jeff basketball after it's off the hands of Monty McGee. And now checking it in for the Red Devils is number 25, Michael O'Brien. And for the New Albany Bulldogs, it's the guard, Justin Carter, number 4 for New Albany.
Well, and kind of jumping back to that last basket there, who else on the play for the Bulldogs here so far is Stanton and Biven have been involved heavily here early, as they are the 2 big guards here for this team.
They will score most of the points for this the New Albany offense. Stanton for 3. Hits the high rim and goes in.
Great bounce for him there off the backboard.
Now with 8 as he gets the visitors roll there. With 23 seconds remaining. It's Tavy Palmer in for the Red Devils and gives off the drive. Gets it to go with the right hand. So now New Albany only with a 2-point lead. A back and forth contest so far. Could you expect anything less between these 2 teams? 5 seconds though, as Biven working against Palmer. Thompson for 3, no good, and that's how we will end the first quarter at Johnson Arena. 13-11 the score between these 2 arch rivals. A pretty back and forth game so far. New Albany, the difference has been the perimeter shots from Stanton and Biven.
Well, and what else could we expect here? These are 2 heavyweight teams. They're just going to go back and forth at each other, just punch after punch. But I want to mention tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986, and a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available by phone or text at 502-930-4152. That is 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alumni. And kind of like you were mentioning there, Chaz, I mean, these guys they're going to go at each other all night. They really are. It is 13-11 here, just a 2-point game as we get ready to start this second quarter. And we have already seen all of the key players here for this game that have been very involved so far for both teams, not just for New Albany or not just for Jeff. But I want to also mention that Brandon Razor Moore defensively tonight has been the X factor so far, especially off that block, the crazy athletic play to block the shot from Jordan Thomas off the backboard. It was a great play.
Yeah, already 2 steals and 2 blocks for the junior, so impacting on both ends. He also hit a 3. Here's Carter over to Stanton. Tries to feed the post to Bivin. Bivin turns around and shoots. He likes that shot, but it's no good. Schmeltz try to follow it up, but it's rebounded by the Red Devils. Studemeyer coming up the court, drives left. Tries to hit Palmer, but they were both, and they're going to get Palmer for a grab as Palmer and Studemeyer were going the same direction that time. With 7:39 remaining here in the second quarter. Bivin inbounds it to his point guard, Stanton, as he comes across the timeline, guarded by Tavy Palmer. 0 and White, trying to control the point guard. Give it up the top of the key to Thompson. It's Carter, hesitates and gets the switch. Carter going against O'Brien. Goes left, goes inside with the left hand, no good. Gets his own miss, and is going to be fouled from behind by Razor Moore. I do believe that's his second.
That is, and that's something that they're going to have to watch on here, because if Razor Moore gets one more, then he has 2 more to give for the rest of the game. We could possibly see him come out here. I would not be surprised if that was the case.
We're going to get 2 substitutions after the free throw by Carter, and it is good. So Monty McGee, number 35 in white for the Red Devils, checks in for Michael O'Brien, and Will Lovingswat's in for Jeffersonville after sitting out those first 49 seconds of the second quarter.
Carter's second free throw up and no good. Jeff Ball.
Studemeyer now with the ball, just about at the 7-minute mark. Albany up 14-11. Jeffersonville needing a bucket here to keep bouncing back and forth. Studemeyer dumps it in to Monty McGee. Inside against Tucker Bivin, who has the mismatch. And they're going to go the other way. They're going to get Palmer underneath. And that will be his second. So a little foul trouble here early for the Red Devils, as the athletic forward Palmer gets his second. 6:45 remaining. Carter up the floor. Carter has really developed as a Bulldog. Was on the JV team last year. Stanton misses the three-pointer, rebounded by Razor Moore. Studemeyer racing up the court. Finds the corner to Palmer, back to Studemeyer. Pump fakes, goes inside for the elbow jumper, but it's no good. So now New Albany with the ball, slowing it down as they have for most of this game. Remember, one time they've tried to run with the Red Devils. Just trying to be slow and rapid is the Bulldogs. Stanton moving left. Drives on McGee. Goes inside with the left hand and gets it to go.
Another crazy athletic play here by Stanton as he drives inside. Beautiful layup there with his left hand to put it up against the glass and in for 2, making it 16-11 here with just under 6 minutes left in the ball game.
Studemeyer with the ball from the logo, gets a screen from McGee. Hesitates, gives Razor Moore, three-point attempt, in and out. Rebounded by Palmer on the weak side. Palmer now gives it back to his point guard and Kobe. 5:30 remaining, Red Devils trailing by 5. Studemeyer handoff to Razor Moore. Goes left to Palmer on the left wing. Guarded by Carter. Now to McGee on the high post. Fakes it to Studemeyer off the cut, back out to Palmer. The Albany defense very effective early in this one. And now they're going to get Schmeltz for the foul. That time defending Razor Moore on the play. So with 5:06 remaining, we'll have a substitution for the Red Devils. It's Isaiah Florence in for Tavy Palmer. So a little bit more shooting on the floor for the Red Devils. Hopefully that spaces it out. They really need to get Will Lovingswat's going. Only 1 point so far, Wyatt Williams.
No, and that's one of the things we've kind of seen so far is that they have had Will sometimes even double covered most of this game, as he has been a dangerous threat all year. We saw it a lot in this Evansville North game, the last game that the Red Devils played. The Red Devils are definitely going to want to get him more heavily involved, as you said.
Studemeyer for 3, it's long. Rebounded by Bivin, coming up the court. Gets past the timeline, gives it to Carter. He'll step up, hesitate from the perimeter. Back out to Thompson, he'll let it fly. No good, and now here's Lovingswat up the court. Brandon Moore inside, gets it, count the basket and one. They're going to get a block on Bivens, so it will be Razor Moore, number 11 in white for the Red Devils, to try to complete the three-point play with 4:37 remaining.
So now is Razor Moore, transfer from J-Town. Comes to the line looking to make this a two-point game. It bounced off the rim, no good. 16-13 the score here with 4:30 left. The Bulldogs have it coming up the court with Stanton.
Jeff got some good news about another J-Town player recently. Jalen Fairman transferring back to Jeffersonville. And they're going to get a push on the Red Devils with 4:23 remaining. 13-16. Red Devils trailing. Stanton to inbound. Moves it up the court to Bivin. Feeds the corner to Carter. Guarded by Isaiah Florence. He'll give him the baseline. And they're going to get a late call. There's going to be Monty McGee on the charge, stepping over and sacrificing that big 6'7" frame to pick up the charge.
Well, that's what you want by all your players. You want the courage to be able to get down underneath those guys, plant their feet, and take the charges. You know the old saying, if you draw a charge at your basketball tryout, it doesn't matter how good you are or how good you played, you're making the team.
Coach Grant with a fist bump like that from his sophomore. So with 4:15 remaining, Jeff down 3 wide. What do you think they need to do? Certainly on offensively, they've been just fine defensively. What do you think they need to do to score more points?
I want to kind of give you credit on what you said a minute ago. I didn't realize it, but you mentioned it, and now I see it. Will Lovings-Watts, who is the guy for this Red Devil team, hasn't really been involved. He's kind of been translucent all night, just a point so far. So with 4:15 left here in the half, there's still plenty of time to get himself involved, get himself heated up, to go into the locker room, and then he can bring that back out and move forward with that in the game. But I also want to mention that tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986, and a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available by phone or text at 502-930-4152. That is 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alumni. Here as we get set, ready to get back into this action.
Yeah, I would also like to mention that make sure to stay tuned during halftime, as we'll have wrestling coach Danny Struck on during halftime. We will not go off here on Jeffersonville, so make sure you get that halftime coverage from the broadcast crew. Under 4 remaining. Important 4-minute stretch here for both teams. How do they go into the locker room? Brandon Razor Moore with the 3. It's no good, and rebounded by the Bulldogs. Once again, slowly up the court is Stanton with 3:40 remaining. Stanton against Will Lovings-Watts. And an important matchup heading into this one, as we got Carter on the top of the key. Gives it to Stanton on the left wing. Bivin, he has it at the top, and he'll let it fly. No good, tipped around and controlled by New Albany off the offensive rebound. Goes back up with it as the Bulldog, and it's no good, controlled by Isaiah Florence. It was Tommy Devine there on the shot.
And Devine, a transfer from Borden, as he is a great forward, a young forward, I may add here, as the three-pointer's off, but he is a great forward for this team. And he should play a big impact in this team in the future.
Albany the other way, and Brandon Razor Moore with his 3rd steal of the game. Studemeyer to Will Lovings-Watts. It's no good, but is fouled.
Well, you could tell that Will wasn't happy with that. He thought for sure he had a good look at that to lay it up, but the rim got in the way and it bounces off to the right side. And we stay at 16-13 here. And as Lovings-Watts, the junior for the Red Devils, takes his first free throw, it's going to be up and good, making this a 2-point game. 16-14 is the score in this one. As Lovings-Watts gets ready for his second free throw. Lovings-Watts drawn a lot of national attention here from some colleges. His second free throw is up and good, making it 16-15 with 2:53 left, and it's Bulldogs ball.
2:50 remaining. Thomas running up the court, dumps it to Thomas. Right hook is good. So Thompson to Thomas, the connection there.
Shades of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Studemeyer with 2:30 remaining. Red Devils trailing by 3. Lovings-Watts over to Studemeyer. Now the Red Devils running the circle. Isaiah Florence at the top of the key. Gives it to Studemeyer, guarded by Thompson. McGee on the corner. Albany in this man-to-man being very effective.
Well, so far that's what we've seen from both teams. They have been very effective defensively here, both teams have. As we see Shannon shifts his defense here, we're going to have a 2-3 zone look now.
Now, very low-scoring game. Brandon Razor-Moore, they get the shot they want in Isaiah Florence, but he can't hit it. So with a minute 45, New Albany the other way, it's Thompson, and it's long. Rebounded by Will Lovings-Watts. Coming up the court. He hesitates, goes left, and they're going to get Carter for the bump. So with a minute 35, it will be Jeff basketball. And we're going to have, Jeff's going to be in the bonus, so they're going to shoot. It's going to be Will Lovings-Watts on a 1-and-1. So a big chance here to knock down a couple free throws.
So Will Lovings-Watts comes here on his 1-for-1. And it is off, no good. It'll stay 18-15.
Already, Will Lovings-Watts has been struggling early, trying to get it going. Can't connect on the free throw. New Albany with a chance here to extend their lead. It's Carter at the top. Give it over to Stanton. Stanton, who has really been the offensive factor in this game early for the Bulldogs. Carter over to Stanton, the left-hander. Gives it to Bivin at the top. Over to Carter on the right wing. Off a screen is Thompson, but they won't give it to him. Albany might be planning to hold it for the last shot here as it's already at 50 seconds. Looks like that's what they're doing. Stalling, trying to have the last possession of this first half. But it's been a very quick one and a low-scoring one. And now with 38 seconds, it's going to be Shannon, the coach for the Bulldogs, that wants a timeout. So New Albany, you know, they're playing this stall ball, trying to slow Jeff down, not letting Will get into a rhythm. They did that against Floyd. The final score in that one, Wyatt, was 43-39. A low-scoring affair. That's what we've had so far. What are ways Jeff can, you know, kind of soften that out and get more into running plays and get Will Lovings-Watts in the offense going?
My best guess here is I'm going to call some kind of a full court press or some kind of a press here. That way you have to keep them moving fast. They don't have a choice to stall. They don't have a choice to play the four corners game. To simply just get them to pass that ball around a bunch and take a, hopefully what you're looking for is an off-balance shot if they even get one up. But you are correct. You can't let them keep playing this stall ball. And Coach Grants will make his adjustments here in 38 seconds to fix that, I'm sure.
If they are not able to make those adjustments, Albany could pull off the upset. McGee coming up the court off the steal. Lovings-Watts inside, lays it in. So running clock, under 25 seconds left. Big bucket there for the Red Devils. They pull within one. Can they get a stop to end the halftime?
Well, and there we are. We just saw it. They had the press. And now Will almost gets that one there.
10 seconds as Bivin inside. Tries to draw the foul, but gets it anyways. As now a running clock. 3 seconds. Studemeyer up the court. He'll pull up for three, and it's shorts. So a 17-20 score here after 2 quarters in 16 minutes. What could you expect? You know these two teams were going to go at it early, and it's been a tough one so far for the Red Devils.
Well, I admire so far how well both of these teams have played defensively and how they've both really came after each other. Neither team has backed down, and it has been a great game so far for these two teams.
And we don't want to keep hammering it in your head, but I mean, Jeff's not going to win this game without Will Lovings-Watts. And his only points came off that layup just now and from the charity stripe. So it will be important for the Red Devils to get him going in the second half. But lots of time left. We're going to stay on through halftime here today as Chaz Waters, Wyatt Williams here on WJHI 98.5 LP Jeffersonville, and this historic matchup between these two arch rivals. And just really, what have you seen so far from New Albany? We talked about the stall ball, but I mean, Caden Stanton was electric.
Well, yeah, he was definitely electric, and that's how this New Albany team wins. When Caden Stanton shows up to play and when he plays well, which he does often, this New Albany team is very hard to beat, as they put up a ton of points while he is scoring, and he normally leads them, which is funny because in the last game they had, that was a rivalry game against Floyd Central, it was actually Bivin, the other guard, who we've seen have bursts where he can put up 20-plus points at times. So really just these two guards lead this team, and they continue to do it time in and time out. I also want to mention that tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986, and a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available by phone or text at 502-930-4152. That is 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alum. And Chaz, going into the locker room here, if you're Coach Grants, what are some of the adjustments that you would make?
Well, you mentioned it earlier, you got to find some way to speed up the tempo. Obviously, both teams working slowly has not favored the Red Devils because that's what New Albany wants to run. So any way that can affect, the rest of this game, maybe it's the full court press, maybe it's a trap. Hopefully we'll see here in 7 minutes, but it's going to have to be something. Where they're playing the game into New Albany's hand right now, and you got to shift it back over to the Red Devils, because that's how you saw New Albany pull off the upset against Floyd Central. They were able to slow it down, take Jake Hybrinder out of the game, only finished with 12 points, and that's what they've been able to do with the star player in Lovingswap so far. So like you said earlier, any way that can speed up the tempo is going to be crucial if they're going to continue to.
Well, we saw a little bit of
success.
press even off of that inbounds pass across the way over there, right at the half-court line. Immediately we saw Jeffersonville defense get into a press. They jumped right in their face, and there was nothing really that New Albany did about it. They were really sloppy, and it seems like not only are they playing slow ball here to kind of slow down the Red Devils, but it seems like they're playing slow ball as well because they're not ready for that high-tempo game that Jeffersonville is able to run. So that could be another thing that's going to play into the Red Devils' hands here, and an adjustment that could come is that full-court press. Now, the problem with the full-court press that we would see is it is a very risky play. With a full-court press, you either get a stop or it's an easy basket for the other team, or you send them to the free throw line. There's something like that. So you kind of, take your risk on that one. High risk, high reward, but, you can also lose that one as well. So it should be a great one here as we come back. And it'll be 20-17 whenever we start this one as halftime ticks down. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville.
Well, Wyatt, you just never know, because last year, Jeff had one of the better teams in the state, and New Albany was a coming up team. I mean, most of the players starting in this game for New Albany had big roles in the game last year. But even a game like that, where you would think Jeff would win, it took an overtime period. So you just never know in games like this, and so far it's been one of those bizarre games.
Well, and that's just the way,
because of the atmosphere and the way the game's gone.
Well, and that's just the way this stuff is. I mean, it's always going to be like this between these teams. It doesn't matter if Jeff enters this game with 1 win, 7. It doesn't matter if New Albany enters this game with 2 wins or 4 wins. It doesn't matter across the board where anybody is. These two teams are rivals. They're always going to go head-to-head. They're always going to go neck and neck to the final buzzer. And that's something that we've seen year in and year out here from both of these teams.
Yeah, and I did mention earlier in the broadcast, Jeff got some exciting news just a couple of days ago. Jalen Fairman, who was actually at Jeffersonville for his freshman year at J-Town, has decided to transfer back to Jeff to play out his senior year. So, there'll obviously be some eligibility there with some practices or stuff. Really good three-point shooter, but what do you think another guard could do for this team? Not short-term, but long-term moving forward for the basketball team.
Well, I think it can help out no matter what. I mean, when you bring in a good guard in any situation, even if you have two starters that are better, or even if, you know, he could come in and start, either way, you benefit your team, because whether if he sits on your bench as a sixth man, somebody that you can put in almost like a relief pitcher situation, you know, you get to those late innings, you get to late in your game, guys are tired, you know, you get late into that second quarter and right before halftime, guys have been running all out for a whole half and they need a break. And whenever you can send a guy in that is good enough to be a starter, he is a starter capable guy, it really helps out your team, because then a lot of teams really don't benefit, and you have to strategically place when you're putting a guy in, when you're taking guys out. You can't just take all your starters off at once and throw in everybody else and expect it to work, because it really kind of slows the momentum down of your team. But it's nice to have a guy that you can throw in there that won't slow down that momentum, that will keep putting up points at a reliable rate and will keep you in the game, and can send your guys like Will Lovings-Watts, Caden Stanton, like Brandon Razor-Moore. You can put those guys on the bench and give them a little bit of rest time so that they can come back in the fourth quarter and potentially have your entire starting five play in the fourth quarter.
So like you said, the transfer from J-Town, as you get the 3-minute buzzers here as the team's running back out onto the court. So we're just under 3 minutes away from basketball returning here from Johnson Arena, from an electric first half, to say the least. Even though it was slow paced, you know, any game between these two teams, you're gonna love the intensity and the firepower.
Well, you can never complain about these rivalry games. You know, it's always, especially here in Indiana. I mean, people like to claim with Texas being the mecca of high school football, Indiana is the mecca of high school basketball. There's nowhere else in the world where, I mean, 17 of the top 20 gyms in the nation seating-wise are all in Indiana, and it's funny too to mention that, because one of those gyms that's in the top 20 is in Texas, and it is a split football and basketball gym.
Wow.
So if you count that as a football gym and take it out, another Indiana one would jump in at that time. I'm not sure which one it is, but then Indiana would have 18 instead. So it's an incredible thing that we live in this state. To get to watch the amount of great basketball that we get here, it's truly a blessing. Especially as we get into tournament time and we go to places like Seymour, where we'll see these two teams potentially even meet up. Floyd Central will be in the mix. Seymour's got a good team this year. Bedford North Lawrence has always got a good team. They have a historic program up there with guys like Damon Bailey and Damon Sun, who played last year. I mean, they've always got some great players up there, as well as Jennings County last year, who was really the dark horse of that sectional, and they went on to go to the sectional championship. They did lose to Floyd Central, and our tournament got canceled after that, and it all kind of ran out after that. But leading up to that point, it was a great sectional 16. A lot of fun to watch as everybody really came to compete up there.
Right, and like you were saying, I mean, the NCAA tournament is going to be, the entire NCAA tournament is going to be held in the Indianapolis area. So
even Bloomington, I saw that some were going to be at Simon Scott Assembly Hall up there where the Hoosiers play. So it's just a great sport. It's a great place for basketball. We saw the Final Four was here a couple of years ago, and the Hoosiers embraced it very well. I mean, I went up to Indianapolis at the time that the Final Four, which I didn't get to go. I was upset about it, but we didn't go to any of the games. But there's a JW Marriott up there, and they had the entire bracket up on the side that they filled out as the tournament went on. And then in the Final Four, I mean, the state of Indiana is incredibly dedicated to their basketball. They love it. They love everything about it. And, yeah, I mean, we're ready to get back to this basketball action here as we get our 15-second warning buzz there, as you heard. Clock ticks down 10 seconds here at halftime. We begin our third quarter momentarily. And I also want to mention, as we just had one of our great IHSA officials come over and point at the officials' names, as we will give them their names here. That is going to be Gary Hamilton, Dave George, and Bo Borowski, as they have been. It's been a great officiating crew tonight. I can't complain whatsoever that everybody's been on key here. And yeah, we're getting ready to resume this basketball game here.
Jeff basketball to start the third quarter frame, as Jeff needing to be in a more offensive rhythm if they're going to have success in the second half. Watts at the top of the key, hesitates and feeds the corner. Smithers out to the corner to Sudemeyer again. Now Razor Moore over to Smithers on the other corner. And it's going to be taken away by the Bulldogs, as that time the post was trying to be fed to Monty McGee, but it was taken away. So Stanton now with the ball, guarded by Lovingswatts. Does not really use the screen. We've seen a lot of pick and roll from the New Albany team. There's Biven off of one. Hesitates, feeds the corner. Stanton for three. No good. Rebounded by Razor Moore.
And that is a lucky miss for Jeffersonville. He got a good look at that. It hit off the back of the rim and bounced out for the Red Devils.
Now Kobe Studemeyer running the offense, getting the instructions by Coach Grant. Here on the right wing. Gives it to Monty on the high post. Fakes, take a mid-range shot, and it's no good. Not the shot you want for the Red Devils there. Don't want to settle. Need to get a good shot. Now 6:35 remaining here in the third. New Albany leading by 3. Stanton gets the baseline, and they're going to get a block on Monty McGee. They will not say he was set. So MJ O'Brien, a dual sport athlete, plays tight end for the sectional champs, the Jeff football team.
And we got the pleasure of calling several games for them as well this year. We took a great trip up to Evansville to call their regional game, as it was a great year for the Red Devils.
We get a moving screen on Jordan Thomas, number 35 in black, Biven. That was fortunate because star player for New Albany caught it in full stride, ready to fire. So it's 6:26 remaining. Jeff now with the basketball again. Needing to get it going. Bill Lovingswatts will bring it up the court for the home team in white. Bill Lovingswatts. And they're going to get a travel. So Will Lovingswatts with the turnover. He continues to struggle early. So with 6:10 remaining, yet to have a bucket between either of these two teams here in the third. Stanton. It's deflected into the backcourt. Schmeltz trying to work on Will Lovingswatts, but it's bumped away. Dive on the floor. Tipped in. It will be New Albany basketball as Kobe Studemeyer was not able to save it right in front of us. Now we'll inbound is New Albany. Schmeltz into the court to Biven. Biven. Working it with his left hand, guarded by Studemeyer. Studemeyer right in his face. Doing good defense. Makes him pick up his dribble to give it to Stanton. They switch off the partial pick. Now Stanton trying to work on Studemeyer. And Studemeyer working well on him. A three ball from Stanton though off a screen, and he hits it. So Caden Stanton continues to knock it down from outside the arc. Studemeyer now with the ball. Fakes the three, goes inside, gives it to Isaiah Florence. It's no good. Tipped up and rebounded by Thomas with 5 minutes remaining. Jeff has just not been able to get going offensively. Standing off the screen from Thomas. Feeds the corner to Thompson, a three, no good. Rebounded by Razor Moore, coming up the court. Feeds it to Studemeyer, goes inside, will go up with it, no call. They let him play, and that time, no whistle as Studemeyer was taking it away. Stanton now with 4:30 remaining. Guarded by Will Lovingswatts, favors to the left hand, off the screen. Some hand fighting going on as they give it to Biven in the corner, and he hits it. So now Jeff in trouble as the lead is now to 9. And Coach Grant might be wanting a timeout, and he will get it. So Andrew Grant is used to coaching in Southern Indiana, was once the head coach for Providence. So now with a huddle over here, now some barking between the head coach and the referee.
I'm not sure what that, I think it was just a warning whistle.
Well, they call, one thing that Coach Grants could be mad about, they called the travel on Will Lovingswatts, and it could have appeared that Stanton had a similar type play, could have been called for the walk, but wasn't. So he's saying, if you're calling that, I want it on both sides.
Sure.
Which is expected. Jeff with the ball after the timeout, trailing by 9. 4 minutes remaining. Studemeyer with the mid-range. It's no good. Bivin coming up the court with 4 minutes remaining. He'll stop and pop from 3. Hits it and the foul. Tucker Bivin putting on a show in Johnson Arena to give the Bulldogs a 12-point lead with under 4 remaining. And Jeff in trouble here of letting the game get away from them if they can't fight back here in the third quarter.
Now as Bivin sends it to the line, it is going to be up and good, as we will have somebody checking into the game here for the Red Devils. That is going to be number 5 for the Red Devils. That is Jared Tyson, a multi-sport athlete, also a football player for the Red Devils. It is Red Devil ball while they are down 13 points, 30-17. Got to get something going here.
Will now with the ball, feeds the corner. 3 on the way by the Red Devils. Tyson was not able to make it. Albany is letting the Red Devils shoot from outside and may have not been able to connect. Standing on the other end. No good. Rebounded by Razor Moore. Coming the other way. Jeff really needing a basket. Studemeyer out to Tyson. Drives right inside. Gets it with the right hand. A strong move by number 5, Jared Tyson.
Well, that was a great play drawn up there. As you see, the 3 passes leading from the good ball movement, leading to a great shot there, giving the Red Devils a scratch at this 13-point lead, now down to 11 with 3:05 left.
They're going to need to string together some stops. Bivin has to save it. Crashes into where we are. Gives it to Thompson. And Shannon does not like the chaos, as he'll call a timeout with 2:58 remaining. So, 11-point deficit for the Red Devils.
It really got out of hand quickly for him with the shots that weren't great looks. As you saw, Coach Grant's not very happy about many of those shots that were taken. But hey, the Red Devils looked really good on that last play, driving inside by Jared Tyson, setting up the deficit down to only 11 now with 2:58. As they get their 15-second warning here on the timeout. But I also want to mention, tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986. He is a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available at phone or text by 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alum, as we join our basketball action back here. And the Bulldogs will start with it with Stanton.
Well, if you think New Albany was going to play stall ball, they definitely will with this 11-point lead. They're trying to shorten the game with this lead on the road. Standing against Lovingswatts. Attacks Bivin from way downtown. Nothing but net. Tucker Bivin is unconscious from 6 feet past the three-point arc.
We mentioned this at halftime. He is one of those guys that can pop off for 20-plus points, and we're seeing it from here. He is electric from anywhere around the perimeter here.
Razor Moore with the miss inside. Bivin corrals it with the ball now guarded by Razor Moore. Deflected into the corner, and they'll get a foul on the push to Thompson. So it'll be Red Devil ball, trailing by 14 as those three-point shots just continue to fall. Albany not a team that really shoots it well from outside, but the two-star players Stanton and Bivin have been knocking it down. 2 minutes remaining. Lovings-Watts hesitates left. Step back jumper. Long. Rebounded by Razor Moore, and they'll get him on the foul. So Razor Moore with the rebound to keep the play alive. Carter in. Justin Carter checking in for the Bulldogs. They go small, leaving Jordan Thomas on the bench. Over the top to Studemeyer. Jumps and corrals it. Hesitates, now goes right. Working on Stanton. Gets a cut to Tyson, but it'll be deflected out of bounds. Staying on this side of the floor for Red Devil possession. Minute 47 remaining. So now the referee talking to the players about something. Try to feed the corner to Studemeyer, but it's deflected. So a minute 46 remaining. Red Devils trailing by 14. Needing to string together some great possessions. Studemeyer feeds it to Razor Moore on the right wing, goes inside, and is fouled.
And that's exactly what the Red Devils are going to want to do to get themselves back into this game, is do what they did in the first half, drive inside, draw those fouls, to where if there's any foul all over the court, anywhere, it's going to send you to the line here, as we will see the J-Town transfer. Brandon Razor Moore stepping to the line here with 1:38 left, puts up his free throw. It is going to be good, making it a 33-20 ball game. Razor Moore gets ready for his second free throw. Setting up here and looking to make this a 12-point ball game. It is no good, and it is going to stay a 13-point game here. It's going to be a foul on Jared Tyson. With 1:37 left, the Bulldogs lead 33-20 here in the third quarter. Still a lot of time left for this Red Devil team if they can have a good rest of this 1:37, and they've got to dominate this fourth quarter, but still life left in this team.
You can't count out the Red Devils. It's going to have to take a very good 9.5 minutes to come back in this one. Vivian inside to Schmeltz, and he puts it over the top of Brandon Razor Moore. Lead is at 15 for the Bulldogs. Lovings-Watts feeds the corner to Tyson. It's short on the three. Rebounded by Studemeyer. Fights to give it to Tyson. Now they look to reset as Tyson picked up his dribble. Razor Moore will shoot a three. In and out. Rebounded by O'Brien, who puts it back in.
Great play there, Michael O'Brien sitting under the basket, cutting this lead back down to 13. And the Red Devils have 50 seconds left. We'll see if the Bulldogs are going to hold here.
Now almost a steal there as Michael O'Brien goes diving into the bench.
Michael O'Brien really just shifting here. We haven't seen or said much of him so far in this game, as he's just turning it on here. The senior looking great so far here in the last 30 seconds.
The only senior on this Jeff team until Fairman joins them. Stanton is doubled, and it's tipped away. Oh, actually, it's going to be saved by Schmeltz. Inside to Thompson, and an unfortunate circumstance there for the Red Devils. Under 30 seconds remaining. Studemeyer gives it to Tyson. On the block to Lovings-Watts, and they'll get a foul on Thompson. So with
the Red Devils are just edging closer now to the bonus. After this next foul, they will be in the bonus from then on out. After any fouls from then. We'll see Devine checking into the game here. The youngster transfer from Borden.
23 seconds remaining. They feed the corner to Studemeyer for three. Nothing but net.
That's one of those you got to hit. Studemeyer steps up and does just that. Red Devils need some great defense here for the next 12 seconds.
Need to keep it at 12. 5 seconds now. And they're going to get a foul on O'Brien going after the ball with 3 seconds remaining. So New Albany now will have 3 seconds to try to get a shot up. And Shannon will check in another shooter. It's Thompson. And Tavy Palmer will be the counter substitution for Coach Grant.
And this play is so huge in this game, this could potentially put the Bulldogs far ahead enough that there's nothing the Red Devils can do here. So a defensive stop is needed here to keep this game at 12 points. It could be a game-changing stop.
You look for Bivin in the corner. High arcing three is short. Follow-up is no good. And 37-25, New Albany winning over Jeff on the road will be the score after 3 quarters. An incredible third quarter there by the Bulldogs, outscoring Jeffersonville 17-8.
When so far we have seen guys like Bivin and Stanton have stepped up, and they have been lighting it up from the perimeter, almost untouchable way out there. And you see Bivin, he could back up, and he was hitting them from 4 and 5 feet behind that perimeter line there. When a guy is hot like that, there is nothing you can do but just stay in his face and pray, if he gets that ball off, that it doesn't fall in the hoop.
Jeff cheerleaders trying to encourage the limited fans here at Johnson Arena. Mostly parents here, so.
Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986, and a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available by phone or text at 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alumni. As we jump back into the action here, Schmeltz with it.
Gives it to Bivin. Feeds the corner to Carter for 3, and it's good. New Albany just continuing to hit outside shots. Razor Moore on the baseline. He'll get a foul on Carter as he tried to spin up
and that
court.
is a good thing for the Red Devils here. From here on out, any fouls, they will be in the bonus.
So it's 7:37 remaining in the fourth. Jeff trailing by 15. And they're gonna wipe the floor here. As 2 teams. Jeff playing in a big game. They got Christian Academy tomorrow, Floyd Central on next Friday, an important stretch for the Red Devils.
Providence following just after that. So 3 local games.
Lovings-Watts gets the bucket and one. Much needed basket.
Well, this is one of those trips to the line where the game is on your shoulders. You have got to hit this free throw. And you're sending one of your better free throw shooters to the line here in Will Lovings-Watts. Score is 40-27 with 7:33 left. Lovings-Watts puts up the free throw, and it's going to be good, making this a 12-point game. Red Devils down to the Bulldogs, 40-28. 7:33 left. It is going to be Schmeltz inbounding the ball here, and it's going to be Bulldog ball.
They're now on the full court press, I should say. Fight for the ball. It'll be taken by the Red Devils. And I don't know what, it'll go indication jump ball. It'll be New Albany basketball.
That is a great play by the Red Devils there. Sad for them to not be able to get a hold of it.
As the referees handling a situation on in the stands. Actually, it's going to be indication Red Devil basketball. So Brandon Razor Moore to inbound.
Okay, so we have a switch here. Position arrow was pointed towards Jeff. So the Red Devils will get the ball. It seemed like the New Albany was going to get it. But hey, Razor Moore inbounding it here to Studemeyer.
So the extra effort creates an extra possession. Studemeyer for three, rolls in. Kobe Studemeyer.
That's exactly what the Red Devils needed. They're down by 9 here. They've cut this lead to single digits. This full court press has the Bulldogs shook.
And they're gonna get a they're gonna get a violation on the Bulldogs.
8 seconds behind the line here. You got to get across that half court line, and they failed to do so.
This is the Red Devils' chance to get back in the game. Lovingswats are three! Bill Lovingswats! Count the three-pointer! Timeout, Jim Shannon!
Oh my God!
Just like that, the Red Devils are back in the game, Wyatt Williams!
That was beautiful. You can't draw up anything more textbook than that. And Shannon walks out on the court, giving the timeout mark, as you pretty much have to there. Red Devils way too much momentum over top of the Bulldogs, and they look electric in the last 60 seconds of this game. Defensively, it's been great. Offensively, even better. And you got to hope here they're going to keep this full court pressure up, because New Albany has no clue so far how to deal with it. It has been nothing but sloppiness for this Bulldog offense trying to advance this ball up the court. And Will Lovingswats, I want to jump back to the three from Stanton as well. Stanton gets a beautiful bounce off the front of the rim, knocking that ball in. And then you see Will Lovingswats lets it go. Oh, man, it's string music over here.
Man, just electric basketball so far in this fourth quarter. And what's big is only a minute has gone off the fourth quarter clock, and they have erased the deficit by over half.
Yes.
It was a 15-point game. It's now at 6. So
and this was the run that the Red Devils needed. This is what we saw from New Albany there, and now the Red Devils have it rolling. They have got to keep this roll up, and they can definitely get themselves back into this game.
And I'll tell you what, this reminds me of a game Jeff played last year against Bedford North Lawrence. Bedford controlled that game the entire way. You saw Daly was hitting shot after shot like New Albany has tonight, but instantly Jeff was back in the game. They weren't able to win that one. Could they win it tonight? Under 7 remaining. Bivin coming up the court, guarded by Razor Moore. Here comes the trap, or the attempt to trap. And almost a bad pass there by Schmeltz. Trying to feed the post to Thomas. Is taking it, and he throws it away.
And it's going to be Red Devil ball here. That is huge. Razor Moore set to check this ball in here to Studemeyer to get this thing kicked off. 40-34 with 6:30 left. Red Devils down just by 6 now.
Smithers going right. Foul on the play, almost connects.
Can you imagine?
The roof would have went off.
Oh, man.
The arena.
Oh, man. That would have cut it to a one-possession game. The Red Devils should not even be in this right now, and they have turned it on in the last minute and a half here. As we will see Smithers go to the line here, puts up his free throw. It's going to be no good. That's one you've got to hit.
And Smithers actually had his breakout game last year against New Albany. Kobe Studemeyer had a hand injury, some foul trouble with Jacob Jones. It was Brian Smithers who played some key possessions for the Red Devils.
Smithers' second free throw is going to be up and good, making this a 5-point ball game. 40-35 with 6:28 left. Ball inbounded to Bivin.
Just trailing by 5 are the Red Devils. Stanton coming up the court, guarded by Razor Moore. The lefty controlling it with his right hand. The attempt to trap. He'll get Smithers on the foul, as it seemed to have reached in.
Well, now the Red Devils got to be careful. They've only got 2 to give here, or 1, excuse me. And then after this next foul for the Red Devils, the Bulldogs will be in the bonus from then on out.
Over the top to Schmeltz. Given with the ball. Other way! We're going to get Thomas on the offensive foul, fighting with Will Lovingswats for position.
And now the Red Devils are in a huge spot, because when you look up at that foul scores, it is 9. So from here on out, the Red Devils will not only be in the bonus, but the double bonus, and give them 2 guaranteed free throws.
Everything going the Red Devils' way in the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Tyson with the ball, swings it to Studemeyer in the corner, working to get Stanton. Back to Tyson, over to Razor Moore. He'll shoot a 3. It's short, and it's Schmeltz with the rebound. That time it was Razor Moore who settled, was unable to connect. They give the trap to Stanton. They trap Stanton again, and they'll get Tyson on the foul.
And now New Albany can advance themselves into just one foul away from the bonus.
But I like that for the Red Devils. They are pressuring New Albany to put the ball into, other players' hands besides Bivin and Stanton.
Yes, and it has worked so far.
Here's Thompson. Tries to hand it off to Bivin, struggling. And now it's taken away. But now it's right back to New Albany. Missed opportunity there.
And that has got to be the second or third missed opportunity by the Red Devils tonight.
Over to Thompson, back to Stanton. Right by the half-court line. Studemeyer guarding the point guard. Goes right. Gives it to Schmeltz. Fakes the three. Gets it inside to Thomas. And they'll get Tyson with a push. So now a 1-and-1 for Jordan Thomas. But the right person to send to the free throw line if you're
Most
the Red
definitely.
Devils.
And now it just comes one of those things where
Free
the Red
throws are
Devils
gonna
need a
be
lucky
huge.
break. With Thompson putting up his free throw here. It is off the front of the rim, but the Bulldogs get the rebound.
Unfortunate there. That's that steal and that rebound. They were not able to change possessions. And they'll get the other way. Stanton with the elbow. Studemeyer drawing the foul. He's been a pesky and well defender so far. Offensive foul meaning no free throws. But next foul will mean 2 shots for the Red Devils. Studemeyer gives it to Smithers. Free throw line jumper in and out. Rebounded by Razor Moore. Fighting for the ball. Ball on the floor.
They're going to have a timeout for Jeffersonville. What a play!
Fighting for the ball, extending the possession.
As that is going to be number 5, Jared Tyson. Stepping up, the ball falls low. Tyson jumps on it and calls the timeout immediately. And that's one as a coach. You can't be mad about him wasting one of your timeouts there. It could have potentially saved yourself into this game. They saved themselves a possession on this one with 4:42 left.
I keep saying it. What was so big about the Red Devils' comeback, it was in a matter of seconds.
It was. It was less than a minute, and they brought
time.
themselves all the way back in.
So hopefully the Red Devils can capitalize on that big run and continue to claw away at the lead. Once trailed by 15 in this one, as the Red Devils will inbound under the basket. Razor Moore, number 11 in white for the Red Devils. Throws it into Tyson in the corner, out to Schmitters, over to Will Lovingswat. Working on Thompson. Goes inside with the right hand, off the rim, no good. Studemeyer with the ball off the offensive rebound. Tyson will set and load for 3.
Oh, bad bounce off the front of the rim for him.
Does not fall. So again, just Jeff not able, they got it to 35-40, but is not able to get it any closer. New Albany has been on a scoring drought for quite some time here. 4 minutes on the clock here in the fourth. Each possession becoming more and more important for both teams. Taken away by Tyson. He goes all the way, puts it in. Jared Tyson continuing to succeed.
And that will make this a one-possession game for the first time since the second quarter. At the very beginning, or at halftime actually, I take that back. Since it was 20-17.
They trap Stanton. Cross court to Bivin. Doesn't have a play, but finds Thompson on a beautiful pass. That time, a good cut and find by the Bulldogs. Razor Moore on the other end. Tyson swings it over to Smithers on the left wing. Razor Moore on the top of the key, drives left, pulls up, no good. Jeff has just not been able to get some big shots after cutting it to 5. 3 minutes left. Clock starting to tick away here. 3 minutes, now they send the double, the trap. Over to Schmeltz on the alley-oop, can't connect. Break
And
there for the Red Devils.
That is the break of the night if the Red Devils come back to win this one, and a nice block on the play from Thompson. We see a little bit of jawing here between Thompson and Studemeyer.
2:45 remaining. Big possession here. Jeff needs a basket. 2:45. Give it to the star, Will Loving-Swats. Fakes right, makes a move. Was short. May have been fouled on the play, but no call. 2:30 remaining. Jeff needing to continue to get stops because of the lack of shot making. Stanton going left. Gives it to Schmeltz. Top of the corner to Bivin.
That was almost a carry there from Stanton under the basket.
Goes baseline, trying to find somebody. And timeout, New Albany. As Jeff continuing to show the pressure, but man, they just have not been able to get that big shot. Albany with a 42-37 lead. It's just been remarkable that the Red Devils are even in this game.
It has been a great fourth quarter, as this game is now ticked down to 2:09 left, and the Red Devils are down by just 5 after being down 15 to start the quarter off the three-pointer from Carter, and I believe ever since Carter hit that three, and then we had the basket from, excuse me, I'll get the name for you here. We had the basket from,
I believe it was Thompson.
I believe it was Thompson, yes. Thompson, other than those two baskets, that is all that we have seen from New Albany here in this fourth quarter.
They have not, neither team though in the last 3 minutes has been successful offensively. And New Albany with that lead. I mean, if you ask Shannon, Coach Shannon coming into this game, got a 5-point lead with 2:09 remaining. He'd take it in a heartbeat with the ball.
Oh, for sure.
So we're set for a crazy finish.
Well, and it's just awesome to think about what is going to unfold here in these next 2 minutes. It's going to be interesting for sure.
It'll be Maddox Schmeltz to inbound under the three-point line. Throw it over the top to Thompson. Gives it to his point guard. Here's the trap. Tries to find somebody. And it's going to be New Albany ball. They're continuing to just suffocate New Albany's point guard, Stanton. See him shaking his head.
That was a great heads-up play by him to throw the ball behind his back and off of the Red Devil out of bounds. And that was a great call by the official, I will say.
Tipped up in the air.
It will stay Bulldog ball.
Schmeltz, under 2 minutes now. Into the backcourt to Bivin. Bivin, over the top to Stanton. Thompson to Stanton. Had a shot, but elected not to take it. Cross court to Bivin. He'll take a three. It's good. Tucker Bivin. Could be a knockout punch. Now an 8-point lead.
And if Jeffersonville does not answer back here, that very well could have been the dagger.
And Studemeyer can't answer. So a minute 20. New Albany with the ball. Over to Schmeltz. Over to Bivin. Standing in the corner now. Worked by Studemeyer. Yet to send a double. Now here's another double. And they foul Bivin. So with a minute 04 remaining, Tucker Bivin will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. And man, Jeff was just not able to get that big basket in this later part of the fourth quarter. And it was Tucker Bivin with the big shot for New Albany. Free throw is good. Tucker Bivin, a great free throw shooter. Makes it a 9-point game. Now a chance to make it a 10-point game.
The Louisville commit for baseball puts up his free throw, and it's going to be good, making this a 10-point game with 1:04 left.
Studemeyer up the court with a minute left. Razor Moore, a three. Short and long. Well, excuse me, it was long to the left. So under a minute remaining. And New Albany looks to be putting on the finishing touches to a massive road victory over their arch rival Jeffersonville.
And we also want to mention tonight's game is sponsored in part by Larry Wilder, attorney at law, serving Jeffersonville and Southern Indiana since 1986, and a graduate of Jeffersonville High School. For legal problems, Larry Wilder is available by phone or text at 502-930-4152. That is 502-930-4152. Larry Wilder, a proud Red Devil alum.
So with 55.7 seconds left in the fourth, Jeff, they had that remarkable comeback to start the fourth quarter, but just wasn't able to build off of it. And Tucker Bivin, that three, New Albany was really struggling to score, but that shot may have been the shot that gives New Albany the win, and him and Stanton have just been electric from outside, and that's going to be the formula to win all year for the Bulldogs. Can they play through Stanton and Bivin and those playmakers and have shots fall? Schmeltz to inbound for New Albany. And 5 seconds. Not able to get it in.
That is a good start.
So Razor Moore in. It's the handoff. Out to Palmer. Cross court to Smithers. Goes left. Tries to go inside. It's going to be deflected up into the air and out of bounds. It will stay with the Red Devils off Tucker Bivin. 46 seconds left. Red Devils down 10. Curl for Lovings-Watts. Spins. Got away with a travel. Palmer tried to put it up. And that could do it. As with 38 seconds left, it appears that the New Albany Bulldogs are going to win over their arch rival to advance to 4-2 on the year. Like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this was the first game of an important 4-game stretch against local teams as Bivin mixed the free throw.
38 seconds left here. Bulldogs lead 48-37. Bivin's second free throw up, and it's going to be good after bouncing around for a while.
So Studemeyer up the court. Razor Moore for the three is short. And now it's game is just wasting down here. It's an unfortunate loss for the Red Devils. Like we've seen, especially in the last few years, this conference has just become so random, both in the regular season and in sectional play. As
free throw bounces around a little bit from Thompson, it's going to be no good. But no, 100%, you couldn't be more correct on that. It has been crazy, unpredictable. Every year we've had a different sectional winner. Is this one's going to be up and no good? I believe for the last 5 years we've had a different sectional winner. Ever since Romeo Langford won his last sectional here, it's been completely different every year.
Ball fighting on the floor. They'll get a jump ball. Albany possession. So now they're getting
They're going to have a technical foul on Maddox Schmelton. I believe they're going to call that one as well on Stanton.
I mean, he
Oh, they called it
indicated one.
Studemeyer.
Oh, okay.
It looked like he pointed at Stanton. Maybe they were gloating a little bit, but I guess pointed at Studemeyer.
So 20 seconds left. And Jeff is going to wave the white flag. New Albany with an impressive win. They were able to run their style of play and pull off the upset here in Johnson Arena. And Coach Grant is unsuccessful in his first game against the rival Bulldogs. And it will have to be a reset and a erase mentality for this Red Devil team. Big games coming up against Christian Academy, which we will have the coverage for tomorrow. Floyd Central here at home. And then the game against Providence also here at Johnson Arena. So big stretch, not the way you wanted to start it, but you will take it. We're going to have sideline reporting here as Addison Duran talking with the winning coach, Jim Shannon. There was the